This episode may contain explicit language. Welcome to Care and Feeding. We're here to talk about ups, downs, and everything in between when it comes to parenting. I'm Lucy Lopez. I host another podcast, The Mamacita Rica. I'm mother to Amelia, who's 15, and Avery, who's 12, and we live in Miami, Florida.
I'm Zak Rosen. I also make another show. It's called The Best Advice Show, and I am dad to Noah, who's 8, Ami, who's 5, and then someone else who you're going to meet after the break. We're in Detroit.
I'm Elizabeth Newcamp. I write the homeschool and family travel blog, Dutch Goose. I'm the mom to Henry, who's 13, Oliver, who's 11, and Teddy, who's 9, and we are currently living in Atlanta, Georgia.
So every week we answer your questions, we share our own parenting triumphs and fails, and try to make this feel kind of like a conversation you'd have with your parent friends.
And today we're talking all about picky eating, which so many of us are dealing with in all sorts of ways. We've got Jennifer Anderson from Kids Eat in Color here to help us figure out how to make food less of a fight and more of a family thing.
But first, we share our triumphs and fails. This week, I'm doing a complete about face on Halloween. You'll hear what's up after the break.
And it's time for triumphs and fails. Zach, do you have a triumph? Do you have a fail? What is happening?
Okay, well, we're on YouTube now. So
Yeah.
I wanted to use this occasion to go handheld. This is my baby.
Oh my God.
I'm taking the microphone down.
What is that person? What is happening? And what is their name?
This is my baby Yuki.
Oh
She's
my
12 weeks old.
God.
Yuki, do you want to say anything? She's a dog. For
my
people who are not
God.
on YouTube, but you should
We're
get
not
on YouTube.
YouTube.
But let me bring her up for a second because she needs to be with me. 1 second.
We
Oh
saw
my
his
gosh.
Yuki and a dog bed on the floor.
What kind of
Oh.
dog is this? What is happening? Why do we have a dog?
I just need to take the rest of this triumph just to pet her.
This is the
Stop
whole
it.
triumph.
She's so
She's
yummy.
on the mic right now. So Rumi, our sweet angel, died in Amsterdam, as you know. That was back in March, and so we've been talking about getting a new dog. And Shira, very steadfastly and efficiently as she is, she started looking for rescues on Pet Finder basically as soon as we got back to the States about 6 weeks ago. And this girl, we met her. She's a rescue, and she was born into foster care. So she's the best thing of all time. I'm just distracted by how cute she is. She's 9 pounds, and she's 13 weeks old, and she was the runt of her litter.
No.
Yeah, she was the little girl. We met her sister when we went to the foster agency, and her sister was like 16 pounds. Yuki's just 9 pounds. So
Oh,
she's like
Yuki.
so much smaller. She's sleeping on our chest. We put her in the crate for her first night because we thought we had to be responsible parents. And then the second night we had her, she started crying, and immediately Shira and I just brought her to bed where we knew she was going to end up anyways. Like, that's where Rumi always slept.
Yeah, exactly. Why? Let's not
Like,
even
what
pretend.
the hell are we waiting for? This is
What
there's nothing
do
better.
the kids think?
The kids have some agency with this pup in ways that they definitely didn't with Rumi. Like, Rumi was always here. You know, they were
They
were born.
Rumi was the
and
in the
Rumi
family
was
when
around.
they came. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they went and met dogs with us, and they've been on this journey with us, and they're older than her, and for all those reasons, they're totally into her in ways that they really weren't with
Can you
Rumi.
put her up to the camera so I can see her face?
Okay, let me.
Oh my gosh.
I can't even.
the
That puppy
cutest.
breath. The puppy breath.
Okay, Yuki,
Oh.
there's my baby. You guys, we're on YouTube, and you can see Yuki on YouTube. YouTube. And
If
and
you're
her,
listening, you may need to come to YouTube just to see this.
yeah,
baby.
just for this one, just to see her.
Why do puppies make me emotional?
I know. I mean, they're.
Zacharoni.
You know.
She's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
I'm
I
so
want a puppy
excited
now.
for you and the whole family.
So everyone came over and met her, and she's been peeing in the house, which isn't great, but she hasn't pooped in the house. and taking her out regularly. And I think she's definitely on her way. She's looking at me.
Good thing she's so cute.
I know. Oh my God. I'm sure you'll hear so much more about her in the coming
I love it
weeks
so much.
and years. Yeah. So triumph.
Total
Puppy.
triumph.
I mean, like, you win. You totally win.
It's been a really warm, cuddly week. I mean, what else could I ask for?
I know Elizabeth is supposed to go next on triumphs and fails, but I need time to chew because apparently it has to do with your whole you're like you're good with Halloween now, and I or not. I need to hear this because I've been following. Obviously, I follow you on Instagram, and I saw some photos that left me aghast.
Oh my God.
Aghast.
Oh, I
Well,
know.
just given our on-air, Lucy and I had a on-air disagreement about Halloween last year.
Yeah, yeah. You almost-
Remind us what happened.
Sheena, I did link to the episode. It's the I poo-pooed Halloween.
You pooped
hard, like hard
Hard.
poop.
And for someone that tries not to yuck someone else's yum, I definitely yucked some yum.
You yucked the yummiest holiday of all.
Of Lucy, we did get a lot of letters who were last year who were unhappy with my general demeanor about the holidays.
Bestie was hating.
I was just really,
hating
if
on
you go
Halloween.
listen, it's like I'm like, if this is problematic, there's a candy problem. Now, granted, I was in Tokyo. It was like there were stuff going on, but I just was very not into it, and I not only stopped, I basically shut it down for the whole family. Like I didn't even get out the decorations that I had brought. I was like, we're not doing this. We're doing other stuff. Okay, well. Before I start, I want to maintain that I want to say that I maintain that I am always allowed to change my feelings on anything, and I am allowed to
Absolutely.
have different opinions on things
For sure.
based on growth and based on vibes. So
Listen, when December rolls around, when the month of December rolls around and you start telling me you actually like old people, then I know hell has
don't
frozen
push you
over.
too far. So I don't know if it's like the only thing I have control over right now is the ability to like celebrate or create something. So we are at my parents' house in Atlanta. They are traveling, so I am here at the house with the children, like pretending it's my house, even though I'm in my like childhood bedroom. And I just decided that we were going to sign up for all the fall stuff happening here. We have done corn mazes, we have done pumpkin patches. We like went to the fall fest down at the park where we decorated pumpkins. I have signed us up for the Halloween costume contest in the neighborhood, and I have decorated the outside of my parents' house and registered us for the house. There's like a contest where you win nothing but a thing in your yard. I have
Okay.
registered the house to be part of the house decorating contest.
Pause.
My sister and I have had numerous fights in the front yard because my sister is here, about decorating, about like how much is too much. Like we're just back in that, like, are we maintaining the theme? Because both of us really love a good theme and decorating. And it started by I was in the basement and I found a couple of things my parents had, including these like cats that go in the yard. They had like 3 of them with these marble eyes. And I was like, well, it would look great in this yard, like 100 cats. So I go online, I found like 100 plastic little glow-in-the-dark eye cats, and I put them all around. I was like, well, this is great, but you know what we need? We could really use some like floating hats. You can go see all of this on my Instagram account at
The cats are really cute.
There are floating,
So good.
it's like a witch vibe. There are silhouettes in the windows. Today at
There's
Trader
bats in the
Joe's, I
windows.
picked up a cinnamon broom. You'll see that on Instagram later, Lucy. Lucy, I know, has been holding her tongue to not. She's been hearting all my stuff and sending me nice messages, but I knew that she probably wanted to yell at me because I totally yucked the situation last year. And this year I am just here for it. My kids are so into it. Like anytime they want to do something, I'm like, let's do it. They're like, let's get weird gourds to put on the front stairs. I'm like, sure, let's go drive an hour to a weird gourd farm.
Look at you. Look at
this is
you,
where we are.
Elizabeth Newcamp. Look at you in your Halloween glory. Are you having fun? This is called fun. Are you?
I'm
Let me
having a
ask-
great time. I'm
let me
having a
ask you
great
something.
time.
Did you get the cinnamon broom from Publix? Because it was like buy one, get another one free this week. I
They
don't
don't
know.
have that in my okay, I'm going back. No, I
What the
got it at
hell's a
Trader
cinnamon
Joe's.
broom?
It's like a witch's broom made from cinnamon.
Made from cinnamon.
But you
And
can't put it
like
anywhere. Mine's
what
outside.
size?
Like
Like
this
a
big.
Like
broom.
broom scale.
Size. They look like
Yeah.
witch's brooms and they smell like cinnamon. But if it touches
Ooh.
anything, it'll stain it.
P.S. I have one on the front door. I have one in our kitchen. I too have wacky gourds all over the front yard. We made a ghost trail in our front lawn. Look at her house. Look at isn't that don't
Can
you
you
feel
see the cinnamon
I see it.
broom?
Yep.
don't you
It's
feel
really rustic.
closer
Okay, let
me-
to me when you do things like this? Don't you
I
feel like
do.
you're
I was feeling your
officially
vibes.
my
You
best
guys,
friend?
I designed my sister, a bubbling cauldron. It's like
What
a
in
planter
the
with Christmas baubles.
You better
and-
stop it. You did that, Elizabeth Newcamp. You
That looked
really made
animated.
a cauldron? That looks amazing.
Yeah, with a planter and Christmas baubles and lights.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Cauldron.
Christmas baubles?
I think
Yeah,
you got a
like
shot
the
at the.
iridescent balls.
What does the winner get? For the
A sign in their yard. It's not even my yard.
Mm.
I'm going for cutest house. We won't win. The houses here are like incredible. But the kids are in and I'm in, the kids are in, like they suggest things and I'm like, does it go with our aesthetic? I just am in, apparently maybe I'm in a better place. Maybe again, I think it has a lot to do with what I can control, but
There you go. That looks fun though.
it's super fun.
Yeah.
Does Teddy love it?
Teddy loves it. Oliver
course
loves
he
spooky
does.
things, so he's totally into
heaven.
it. He wants to do a haunted house, which I am, of course, am too fraidy cat to go with, but I think a friend might take him. Yeah, it's just fun. We're having a lot of fun, which is great. And like I said, every year, every place, I get to, decide what we're doing as a family. But I just wanted to make sure, Lucy, that in front of you, I said, you were right. The spooky fun is fun.
Oh my God, Lucy I've never seen her happier.
You made me twerk. I am so proud of you, Elizabeth. Look at you. Elizabeth, but you know that you're a witch at heart. So the fact that you
For
did
sure.
this,
No, I'm like for sure a real witch. But and I wasn't like I've had other years where I've been very into Halloween. Like we had, but this would have been another year that was easy to ignore, right? Like I don't really have a house. All my Halloween stuff is in storage. But it's bringing me joy. Last year didn't bring me joy. This year bringing me joy.
I am
Great.
so happy for you. I cannot wait. You have to put up more videos of all the stuff that you do because I was looking at it and like, look at this one. Look at this cauldron. She made this from scratch. Oh, I cannot
a
wait to
listener
bring it
messaged
up.
me to make a little reel. There's a highlight reel now of the Halloween. They're
Yes.
probably secretly laughing too, like, oh, you hated Halloween and now you're making all the things.
I'm the
And
only-
I've
I'm the
already
only one who can make fun
I've
of
told
you.
the kids we're gonna go trick or treating. We're gonna collect all the candy, and I'm gonna because candy it's a major issue for us. Blah blah blah. I'm like,
Yeah.
we'll deal with it later. I just am like, we're just gonna have fun. We're gonna be here.
Mhm.
I'll figure it out later.
You would be very proud of my Halloween candy choice this year.
Ooh.
So instead of going to Costco and buying the big bag of candy and that whole thing,
Mhm.
I got light up rings.
Yay.
Yes,
Like
light
it's
up
not candy.
rings.
It's just
It's
like
not
it's
candy.
just
They're
Yeah,
light
'cause
up
like
rings.
cool.
the candy is like there's a lot of kids that can't eat candy. There's a lot of kids that can't have candy.
Yeah.
So having a non-candy option is something I always
That's nice.
suggest people
So
do
they're all
and letting
getting, like-
kids pick. But
You know, like when you go to a rave. I'm sorry, when you used to go to a rave and you used to have those light up rings.
I've actually never been to a rave. I'm
Okay,
not proud
Zach.
to admit it. Yeah.
Okay, Zach.
Yeah. It's
Mhm.
true. I
Are
swear
you
to God.
serious?
I
Are we
swear.
going to a rave next year? Are we going to
I'm-
Vegas?
Yes. In.
Done.
You heard it here. In.
We're going to Vegas.
Great.
Anyways, and I got them all like little rings, and like you could adjust like if it like if it flashes, if it's steady light, if it's this, if it.
Oh, that's so fun.
My daughters are like, "This is the coolest! I love this!" I was worried that they were gonna be like, "We're not gonna give away candy," and they were totally down with it.
People are going to be talking about your house.
Yeah,
The lady's giving
sure.
out rings.
Yeah, little light up rings. We're not doing the whole
Sweet.
candy thing. Yeah,
That's great. Do you have a triumph or fail, Lucy?
I have a total triumph, you guys. Let me tell you. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I visited Epic Universe for my cousin's son's birthday. It was like again instead of party of 17 like we did at Disney, it was party of 13. Um
Real money saver.
Thank you. It was 13 of us. Let me just start off by saying that if you have a child who, like me and Elizabeth call, like a little neurospicy, this park is can be overwhelming in a good way and overwhelming in the worst ways, and but overall the kids had a complete and utter blast. It took our kids 2 days to recuperate from our trip, and we only went to that park one day. That was it. We went up, went to the park, came back down. Anyway, so in order to get into this park on time, we all woke up like at 6:30 in the morning to make it to park grounds before it opens for the rest of the people, because we stayed, in the resort area. And at about 11:30 a.m., about an hour and a half into waiting in line,
Yeah.
hour and a half, Zach,
Yeah, that's a long time.
to
Sure.
ride a ride, the Harry Potter ride, hour and a half in, which by the way, they make that whole waiting station look like if you're there, you're in Harry
I
Potter
think we
world.
walked through it and didn't even ride the ride when I went.
Oh,
You mean
it was
you're saying that the queue, like the
Yeah, the
line,
queue
Yes,
is like,
queue.
is this
engaging?
the one where you're in the castle?
no. This is an Epic. This is the brand new park, Epic Universe. You walk in and it's like you're underground, like at their metro, and there's over we found, because you have time to Google these things in line. There's over 45,000 pieces of tile that make this area, and it is bonkers. It's beautiful. So we're all there, and I could already see everybody's hangry. Everybody's with the attitude, just a little delusional already, or like punchy, whatever. And it's because we haven't had lunch yet. So we were like, we got to do this line. After this line, I promise we're going to do lunch. But because I'm that mom, I packed a bag of Costco croissants that came individually wrapped, and another bag of individually wrapped French, like the little crepes, the chocolate crepes,
Okay,
right?
perfect. Great.
Perfect. There's about
Yeah.
30 in each bag, right?
Wow.
So,
Uh,
como
You have
25.
30 crepes. So
You're
just to be
schlepping
clear,
these.
you have 30 crepes in your book bag?
25 crepes, 25 croissants in my book bag.
That's 50. That's 50 baked goods in your backpack.
Do you love this about me, Elizabeth?
Fantastic. You're
I
prepared and
mean,
you're getting your
someone
workout.
has to be the minister of food. I love this.
Thank
Did
you.
you instantly became the most popular person in line?
You're going to love this
Oh,
story so
yes,
much.
yes.
You're
I
going
can't
to
wait.
get emotional because I know
Yes.
you and you're a big heart. Watch. So I'm looking around and I'm like, I see it. Everybody's kind of cranky. The guys are cranky. The moms are cranky. I know my family. And I'm like, watch this. And I go, who wants a snack? Me, I want a snack. So I'm like, I pull the backpack to the front. I unzip it. I take out this giant bag of croissants. Everybody's like, what? Holy shit. Yeah. Scream, like pouncing, like we're at a rave. Oh my God. I'm like, ole,
You were in the rings.
croissants. I open it. I'm passing out croissants. And then I'm like, I also have crepes. What? Passing out, the crepes. And I know everybody takes one of each. Everybody got one croissant, one crepe.
Not
right?
that it matters, but I just need to know, just for the story, is the croissant, it's a plain croissant, or is there?
Oh, there's chocolate inside the croissant, Zach.
Okay.
It's the chocolate, the one that you get
Yes.
in the bag and then it's
Hell
individually
yeah.
wrapped.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Great. Yeah.
Everybody,
So fun.
so fun, so happy. This is peak family time. The cousins, everybody, yeah. Tia Lucia to the rescue, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I am a hero. And everybody takes one croissant, one crepe, right? And I notice that Avery goes back into my bag because I have the book bag like sitting in front of me to kind of like if I'm pregnant. So she pulls out another croissant, another crepe. I'm kind of watching her. And I go, Avery, it's one of each because, this afternoon we're going to be stuck in another 2-hour ride. We need to save these. She goes to me, oh, no, these aren't for me. I'm like, who are they for? She goes, do you see those 7 kids behind us? I'm like, they want a snack too. Zach. Zach, this kid was going into my bag like a little dealer. Was like, hey, you want a snack? Hey, you want this? Hey, you want this? And I'm like, and I could not get mad at this kid.
Yeah, of
I
course
Of
not.
course.
She was like, we're friends. They're gonna ride behind us with our family, but we're playing heads up.
Did they each get 1 and 1? Did they
Yes,
get a
they
croissant and
did.
crepe
Of
each?
course they did.
So great.
What do you think
Okay, so
Avery's gonna do? So now I'm like,
only have like 8 total or so baked goods left in your backpack.
I have, man,
But
that's a
the
great
karma
guess.
count is high.
Karma
We
counts
have,
are
oh, I'm going. Where am I going, Elizabeth Newcamp? Straight to heaven.
high.
Straight to heaven.
Where the
Now,
clouds are chocolate croissant.
Zach. Now I'm like, okay, that's how many kids are over there? She's like, there's like five of them. Can I? And I'm like, okay. So I'm like,
Yeah.
my husband's like, yo, you gotta manage that. Bad work. What are you doing? I'm like, chill. Like, let me just figure this out. Let me see how far these croissants are gonna go in this line.
Right.
The parents are like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, are you kidding me? There's enough for everybody. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God. And now I'm like, we got to keep at least 6 in the bag. I
Okay.
look down, there's 3 crepes, 3 croissants left. I'm like, perfect. And she was like, do you have any more? Because the kid on the other side, when I go, no, we ran out. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to draw the line somewhere.
That's
Zach,
okay.
I had to draw the line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
But there was so much joy in that
Yeah.
line because we all of a sudden became the croissant crepe family.
Right.
And the idea of like Avery just walking out and just like, here, you can have one. Here, you can have another one. Here. Then I'm like, and she was so like, I mean, she was copying my energy, obviously.
Right.
But it felt really good that
That's so sweet.
she didn't ask me permission. Like, she was just like, I'm going to take these, and just kept
Yeah.
walking.
Yeah.
And I was so proud of this kid at the moment. And it was like a triumph for me and Gino. And then later in the afternoon, there was that moment in the trip, in our visit to Epic Universe, where there's different portals to different lands, and we were in the Dragon Land, and they were off riding something, and Avery stayed behind with Amelia, while the other kids were riding some other ride, and we found like a shaded spot hiding behind somewhere, and Avery was like, did everybody eat the croissants? And I go, funny you ask. And I bust out. She's like, yeah! And
Wow.
I'm like, ole. Croissants. And that was my big triumph when we went
Love
to
it.
Epic Universe.
Hell yeah.
It wasn't that we woke up at 6:30 in the morning. It wasn't that we found the hotel on a super deal online. It was that moment where my kid just didn't even think about asking permission, didn't just was like, yep, I'm gonna give these kids that we've been hanging out with some croissants and crepes. And yeah, the parents were like looking at us like, when parents get like that, like, oh, oh my God, what are you doing? And I'm like, no, don't worry. And the kids were like, oh, thank you. So
Triumph.
it was fun. Big
That's so
triumph.
great, Lucy.
Yeah,
I love it. I
it
love
was
that
the
story
best
so
time.
much.
Thank you. It was so much fun, dude. We had so much fun, you guys. So much fun.
3 triumphs.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
3 triumphs. Play the three triumph sound.
Those were 3 triumphs. Amazing. Now, listeners, we want to hear all about yours. Call us and leave us a voicemail with something triumphant that happened in your life this week. 646-357-9318. You can also email us anytime, KarenFeedingPod@slate.com.
We're going to take one more quick break, but when we come back, we'll be joined by Jennifer from Kids Eat in Color.
Tell us what Kids Eat in Color. Like, why is it called that?
Well, to me, that means that feeding kids is not black and white. It means there's a whole rainbow between black and white in my color spectrum. And you might end up feeding your child something that you never imagined. If you have an extreme picky eater and they have 10 foods, guess what? It doesn't matter what those 10 foods are. You're going to feed them those 10 foods and you're going to be happy about it, as happy as you can be. So to me, it means, and it also means we're looking for a colorful plate. We're going to put as much color as we can based on our capacity, based on our resources, based on what our kids will eat. We're not going to give up. We're going to keep serving that colorful food. And also, we're not going to be super judgy about everything. Like, being super judgy has never helped anyone. It just hasn't. And I think that's especially true with food. You never know why a parent is serving their child a food. Yeah, maybe it's because they didn't know what a balanced meal looked like. That's one reason out of 100. And that's usually the first reason people go to, or like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you don't care about your child's health, or you don't know anything. That's where people go, but that's not necessarily where like happiness or positive vibes are.
I know everyone is dealing with their own set of circumstances. It sounds like Elizabeth, Lucy, and I are all, in the shit in totally different ways. So it's hard to kind of prescribe something for everyone. But have you found that there's like, you know, mind shift stuff that parents can do just to like not judge ourselves so hard?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And you say you're in it. I'm also in it. I am absolutely not.
That does make
I
me feel better to know you're an
yeah.
expert and you were not spared.
Oh my gosh, I was not spared, and therefore I became an expert. But that didn't mean that suddenly my kids like were like, "Oh, sure, we would love to eat perfectly for you." They have like zero interest in. Sometimes I think they deliberately don't eat foods because they're like, "Oh, we heard she's an expert." I'm not even kidding.
I can see that.
That's great.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, the first off is I think we need to practice the idea that I'm doing a good job, which is completely countercultural. This idea that we could be successful at parenting, that we might be able to be confident or at least courageous in the face of feeding our kids. I think right now, more than anything, we need to be courageous. We need to be courageous to just literally just serve them a dinner and feel good about that. And I think the more we practice this idea that, yeah, it's great that I put dinner on the table. I always say, like, it's your win when you put dinner on the table. It's your child's win if they eat that dinner. That's actually not your win. So when you practice the idea of like, oh my gosh, I put the food on the table, that's my win. And if they choose to eat it, and in some cases, if they choose not to eat it because they're listening to their body, that's their win. Now, there's other times where, it is your job to actually kind of step in and say, I'm not going to force feed you, but I am going to notice that you're participating in kind of disordered eating behaviors by saying, I'm not going to eat rice, and I'm going to push you. And that's then your win when they eat their rice because you're parenting.
I just want to make it very clear for my children who may listen to this episode. I will always tell you when to eat, how to eat, where to eat. I'm the decision maker at the end of all this. So yeah. Okay, that's all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I hear what you're saying about a shift. And we went through some feeding therapy that helped me with some of these shifts. Although I wish someone had said to me, like, your win is just getting the food on the table. I feel like that would have really
That would have helped a lot.
But there are all these little, like you said, recalibrating the wins and things that like I didn't realize, like just having a food stay on their plate is sometimes a win. Just having them touch their tongue to it is sometimes a win. And I think it was that really recalibrated, like it can be a sensory issue. It can be all these other things that have nothing to do with this. And so we're trying to applaud even those wins.
Yeah.
And I found that though the hardest as we approach kind of the holiday season. Like we're sitting at a family meal and I'm going to let my kid touch his tongue to the 8 things and then be like, great job. Or like, can we just keep it on our plate? Because he had a habit of taking things. He just didn't even want it on his plate. Like he doesn't like it. He doesn't put it on his plate. So like it was a win that he would just sit at a meal with 5 foods sitting there. Do you have any like mental shifts or other tips like that we can do when we're approaching these holiday meals where your, parents or friends that are not going through this are like, well, they need to eat this or they need to do that, you know?
Oh, holiday meals can be really, really hard. I suggest calling ahead of time and saying, hey, Mom, we're coming. I just want you to know, David, and I'm just making up this whole scenario as we go here, but like, hey, David has extreme picky eating. I know you may or may not agree with that. I know you may or may not agree with what we're doing. I would really love it if you were supportive of him by not saying anything. These are hard conversations.
Yeah,
These
oh
are
my
not
gosh.
these are not easy to stand up to your
Jennifer.
mother or your mother-in-law or your whatever. I mean, these are real things. But we also have to think about we're the only people who can advocate for our kids. We're their parents. So sometimes that means we have to take one for the team and we have to take the judgy looks and the snide comments and the blah, 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 right? But in that moment, so much damage can be done if a parent, if an extended family member comments on your child's body, or they make a comment about what they're eating, or they say something bad about foods, and all of a sudden your child is like, no, not going to eat it. These things can have such a lasting impact if we're in a struggle moment that sometimes we do have to have that really hard, difficult conversation that you know is not going to go well. It can go well, but it's not necessarily going to be like butterflies and rainbows. And I think also we can help our kids somehow meet in the middle. Like, why do the kids always have to like be the big ones, right? I feel like grandma is an adult. Grandma can also help meet us in the middle, but then I can also help my kids, right? I can maybe do a scene where we got a stuffy situation and we're acting out grandma saying something negative about food. Hey, guess what? Grandma's probably going to say something bad about the cake. Is the cake really bad? No. Well, what if we only ate cake? Yeah, then it would be bad. But can we just enjoy this and know that grandma's wrong in that case? Do we really want to be instilling this idea that grandma is wrong to our kids? No, we don't. But also, we have to acknowledge the reality that sometimes that setting is maybe a little bit toxic for our kids, and prepping them ahead of time, giving them a different framework. It's like, what are we going to do if grandma says something bad about your food, or if grandma says something mean about you tasting that thing? Now, I say grandma, my mom is like totally supportive.
Yeah. No.
I
But
was
I
going
think
to
it
ask
could
about
be,
your mom,
it
Jennifer.
could be
Thanks for
anyone.
clarifying.
No,
Uncle, aunt, whoever has
she
decided
couldn't
that.
be.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a time where we can try to meet in the middle, where we can say, I'm going to call ahead and I'm going to take all the hard stuff. It's not going to be fun for me, but since Wynn was a parent, like being a parent fun all the time, but I'm going to take the hard stuff. I'm going to ask grandma to meet us in the middle. And I'm also going to prep my kid to hopefully meet us in the middle. And I'm going to bring some safe food for them so that they have something that they enjoy. Because what's up with like holidays where, it's all new food, or, they will come along, they will figure it out over time, but they're literally having 1, 2, 3 exposures a year to some of these dishes. Of course they don't like them yet.
And maybe they're in a new place and a new, like we noticed with our middle child is the issue. And we're a military family. We move a lot. Like the moves make everything worse, right? Like we might have been in a great place. Well, now we're in a move. He's back to eating the 5 safe foods because everything else is out of control. Like this is a way for him to, but knowing that, like you said, it's an opportunity for me to say, like, I know you were with us and he was a great eater, but we're back to this. We're like, this is what he controls and this is what he eats. Right. And, like,
thank you for being supportive, and I have seen, we've had one relative comes to mind who did kind of make side comments a few times, and I made a few little comments back, and that person has really also come alongside it and been more supportive. And so I feel like advocating for our kids is important. We can prep them, we can help them, but we can also find that balance of sometimes we need to accommodate. That's just sometimes the reality.
I love the suggestion you made about like just bringing your own food for your kid to eat at that big old holiday table.
Yeah.
I come from a very large Hispanic family. There are many of us. And as of like last 2 years, the younger generation has taken over food duties. And that has really changed things for us. Because sometimes we sit at the table and I'm like, they would have never done this for us. And it's just a matter of just like, listen, Logan only eats black beans. So-and-so only eats this. The other one only eats that. So we just made sure that whatever was at the table, like we made a big deal, like, oh, those are so-and-so's black beans. Like, And
You were accommodating.
super accommodating to the kids and kind of laughing at our own selves because we're like, our parents would have never done this. You're gonna wait until the pig is roasted, and that's not gonna happen till midnight. And our for us, we kind of like just took over that whole situation. A lot of it has to do with culture. It's the way that things are gonna be forever, but we're like
Yeah.
slowly
Yeah.
adjusting to
Evolving.
like, no, that's not how we do it, guys. Like,
Yeah.
we can eat at 8 o'clock. It's gonna be okay.
Right.
And the kids don't have to eat roasted pork if they don't want it. There's chicken nuggets or there's this. And I feel that, like you said, why does the kid have to be the grown up in those spaces? I never understood that. Such a great way to phrase that. Thank you.
Jennifer, my son, he's 5. The only vegetable he eats these days is cucumbers.
Yum.
And so I was really inspired by your pumpkin mac and cheese recipe on your Instagram, which to me is like a Trojan horse vegetable recipe. Do you have any other like sneak some vegetable in recipes that have worked pretty well?
So I like to be careful with sneak foods and recipes because
Oh yeah, I should have clarified too. It wouldn't fool him. I would say
yeah,
something.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but I just mean like it's
I'm like,
similar to mac and
yeah,
cheese
yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah.
like he's not gonna,
Sure.
he might
I
give it a
think
try.
right, and I think we don't want to hide, especially for those kids who tend to be really picky, because
yes,
then they
definitely.
find something in there and then they're like, sorry, this whole thing is out, and anything that looks like this. So just for anybody who
No, that's
No,
really
it's a
cool.
really
wanted
good
to
tip.
hear
Yeah,
that.
like you can burn a lot of trust that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. One time I was trying to use up these mushrooms, and I don't really care for mushrooms yet, and nor does one of my sons. But I thought if I dice them up small enough, we're not really going to have the texture issue. I didn't dice them up small enough, and I wasn't intentionally trying to hide them or anything. I just did it, and all of a sudden my son looks at me with just this betrayal. Like, how could you? Does this have mushrooms in it? And I was like, yeah. I mean, of course, he wouldn't eat anything the rest of the meal. And then the next time we served tacos, for the next 4 times, he looked at me and he was like, are there mushrooms in
Can
this?
I trust you?
Can I trust you? And so, yeah. But
Yes. No.
I
This
think,
is all hugely important.
but I think the
yeah.
key is we're pairing something that they really like, a sauce or something, and then we are putting it on something else that they like. It's kind of like a
Yeah.
bridge, right? It's
Bridge,
like,
put
I
it in Trojan
don't
horse.
like broccoli, but I do like cheese.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if there's cheese, enough cheese on the broccoli, I'm going to like the broccoli, or at least I'm going to be willing to taste it
Broccoli
because,
nachos.
right?
This is
Exactly.
something. Writing this
And
down.
I think sometimes we're afraid and we're like, oh my gosh, they're always going to eat, broccoli covered in cheese. When I was growing up, my mom used to cook a whole head of cauliflower and dump a whole thing of Cheese Whiz on it, like the can that or the jar. And it was like a real 80s cauliflower thing right there. And it was delicious. Oh my gosh. We would eat an entire cauliflower every single time she served that. Guess what? I actually don't. I love cauliflower, and I never do that, right?
Yeah.
So tastes change over time, but even the idea that I like cauliflower, that opened the door to eating cauliflower on a veggie tray or with dip or any of these other things. So I think really pairing it with a sauce or a dip or a topping or whatever it is, when you combine those two things, that can really help. But also you might want to let them combine it, because sometimes they get weird about
Jennifer,
things being combined.
I am convinced that nobody will ever stop loving cheese coming out of a spray can. Ever, ever, ever. I think that's going to be a forever food.
Is this
It's
still
right up there.
popular?
It's so. I mean, that is still popular. I'm sorry. You want to impress your kids? Go get cheese that comes out of a spray can. They're gonna be like, "What? Just put it on anything. You're gonna eat it.
That's
It's gonna be
true.
great."
Oh my gosh, novelty.
Yeah.
Giving them,
That is true,
letting
right?
them
The
control
novelty,
the
right?
can.
Novelty can be
Absolutely.
such a huge thing, or letting them do something weird, like giving them a serving spoon instead of a regular spoon, or like doing something that they're not expecting, and all of a
that's
sudden they're
great.
like, oh, wait, I want to do that. Or if you
Absolutely.
have a kid, like a toddler or a preschooler, where they're just learning to use tongs or their fork or chopsticks, that like some trainer chopsticks, some real chopsticks. I've seen kids eat incredible things because they just wanted to use those chopsticks over and over and see if they could get the food to their mouth over and over and over and over.
The only thing is that chopsticks don't work with spray cheese.
That
I
is
think we'll
true.
point that
But if
out.
you put the spray
I
cheese
think you'd be
on the
surprised.
broccoli,
Exactly.
you're good.
Listen, Jennifer, we would like to know, where can listeners find more of your work, your guides, your courses, social media channels, and if they want to dive deeper into feeding strategies, like where can they find you? What's up?
Yeah, so kidseatingcolor.com is where you're going to find the screener, you're going to find the picky eater guide, the free picky eater guide. You're going to find the free guide to relationship with food there, as well as an entire learning center full of ideas and help. And then social media, we have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Those
Drop
are
the
kind of
name, drop
key
the handle.
ones. Oh yeah, Kids Eat in Color.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Good branding.
Thank you
I think
so
everyone
much for
should go
joining
Jennifer,
follow.
us.
thank
It's like
you.
such a joy when it pops up on my feed. Like
So good.
even if you have the picky eating days behind you, I think it's just a nice reminder. Like I mean, Zach, you just saw the recipe. Like I feel like even for me, it's just a good reminder. Like, oh, we could try that, or we could do this, or I could try this thing to help myself eat more things.
Sure. And I have an enormous number of followers who don't even have kids because
Yeah.
they've said, it really helps me like relearn what I learned as a child that is
Yeah.
not serving me well anymore. Getting out of diet culture, having this more balanced rainbow perspective of food so that I can actually have a good relationship with food and enjoy everything.
Thank you
Right
so
on.
much for joining us. It was so much fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was lovely.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Jennifer.
you.
absolutely. Thank you for having me.
If you have or had a picky eater at home, we would love to hear from you and what you learned. Email us at karenfeedingpod@slate.com. Join the conversation in the Slate Parenting Facebook group, or call us and leave us a voicemail at 646-357-9318.
And that's our show. Subscribe, leave a rating, a review, tell all your friends. If you want more parenting advice, you can find Karen Feeding, the column, on slate.com. This episode of Karen Feeding is produced by Shayna Roth. Micah Phillips is our video producer. Mia Lobel is executive director of podcasts for Slate. And Ben Richmond is the senior director of podcast operations. For Elizabeth Newcamp and Zak Rosen, I'm Lucy Lopez. Thank you for listening.